So how much whipped cream would you like? Is this
Dude,
enough?
that's not, oh my gosh. Live a little, man.
Whoa! What, on the table?
It's all good. This is my friend Zach. Hey, he's a writer on the show Speechless. He's a YouTuber and my friend. That's the most important part of your identity. And oh my gosh, look what I have here. His book, If at Birth You Don't Succeed. Read it. Like, you are seriously one of the most talented and successful friends I have.
Thank you. And
Welcome.
what's the rest of your friend group like?
I hear a lot from moms who they just had a baby and then they find out the baby has disabilities and they freak out and they're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to ever set this kid up for success?
There's a lot of people that like to give me like the narrative of like cerebral palsy doesn't stop you from doing anything. And like, it stops me from doing plenty. It stops me a lot. And I'm okay with that. Because you find an alternate way around and you work through that stuff. And part of those struggles are what makes me me and what opens the doors for me.
You're so honest because you're not saying I don't have any limitations.
I have limitations and then I have superpowers. And sometimes the superpowers
that
outweigh the limitations, and sometimes the limitations win. How you raise 3 kids and have a career, and like, I think about that and I'm like, I can't do that.
Yes, you can.
How though? How am I gonna, like, I am proud of myself for putting on pants every day.
But it's exactly what you're talking about. You have strengths that you are gonna bring to the table as a parent that nobody else could.
How durable are children when you drop them? That is a very important question for me. Everyone in the disability community likes to say, my disability is not my identity. But for that to be true, you really need your kid to be actively engaged in what their passions are. So they start forming that sense of identity outside of disability.
And that has to start from a really young age.
Yeah, if you have a passion that's so strong that you wouldn't want to be doing anything else, and you really put the time in, that is a lot of it. I've worked really hard, but I've had a few lucky breaks that not everybody gets. The harder you work, the more likely those lucky breaks are to come.
That's the key. Because the lucky breaks won't matter if you didn't put in the work and you're not prepared.
Help your kids have a strong sense of self-worth based on things that they actually bring to the table. I think parents should be teaching their kids how to take the lead and problem solve. So if your kid has a physical disability, he may not be able to like drive a car, but maybe he can navigate. And just finding those little ways for kids to be useful is so important.
So it's important to figure out your kids' strengths and then let them know that they are needed. They have something to offer.
Working hard to figure that stuff out is really, really important because it prepares your kid for the real world.
Right. I think a lot of times parents are just thinking about the moment and, oh my gosh, my kid needs this now, instead of thinking like, what is gonna prepare them best long term?
Yeah.
Like, you live in an apartment by yourself and you are fully employed.
Yeah.
Do you make more money than me right now? I think you do.
I think I do.
I think you do.
How about this? So if you guys have a disability or a family member with one and they've figured out some really cool way to adapt or do something, share it below.
Comment, share your ideas. Let's all just help each other out.
Let's create an open dialogue.
Thanks for chatting with me and my audience.
It's always fun.
And you behaved yourself today.
Did I?
On camera. That's like unheard of.
I'm the best.
For more videos, don't forget to subscribe. And don't piss on your mom's floor.